And welcome back to The Factor Uncensored. Florida is set to become the first state to end all vaccine mandates, including those for school children. State leaders made the announcement today but offered little information on what the process will look like. Florida's Surgeon General claimed the current requirements are immoral and interferes with parents' ability to make health decisions for their kids. Joining us to talk about it, Dr. Adesola Oyewole here on The Factor Uncensored. Your thoughts about this decision, and where do you stand with vaccines?
Well, my thoughts are that this is going to be something that's going to have an impact potentially for years to come. Obviously, as a physician, I stand with science, and I know that vaccines are helpful, and they've done a lot to enhance our public health, keep our children and our elderly safe. And so I don't think that it's the best decision, but this is the decision that they're planning on going with.
Do we know if, in this case with Florida, if parents decide to opt out, they have the option of opting in if they want to get their children a vaccine?
Mm-hmm. We don't know if parents are going to have the decision or the option to opt out yet. Mm-hmm. So the plan isn't really in place yet. This is more so just a thought. They're going to require legislative changes before they're really able to make any full changes that are going to be implemented in the school district.
And when you see a decision made like this in Florida, do you think this is based on science or this is based on politics and Robert F. Kennedy, who simply does not believe in vaccines for children or for anyone?
At this time, it seems like this is not based in science. We know that the science and the evidence shows us that vaccines save lives. We've been able to eradicate polio, decrease the numbers of measles, mumps, keep our children healthy and safe, keep our grandparents healthy and safe because of vaccines. We've come out of a pandemic because of vaccines. And so we know this decision isn't based in science. And I can't say exactly why they're doing this, but it's not based in science.
And as a doctor, this has got to be scary for you because lives will be put at risk. I mean, you look at history, looking back, almost from the beginning, the average human lived 25 to 35 years before medicine, before science. 25 to 35 years.
Right.
And now we're living 70, 80. You can even get Viagra and get a hard-on at 80 years old. But what we're saying is science and medicine made that difference.
Absolutely. We know that vaccines are really one of the greatest accomplishments of medicine. And prevention is always key. We don't want to be practicing reactive medicine where we're waiting for people to be exposed to measles and mumps and have that issue again when we know we've already solved that issue. The science is clear. Nothing has changed. And so I think if people have concerns, they talk to their physicians, they look at the local guidelines, and they make their decisions based in science, not rooted in someone else's theories.
And for those parents who simply believe that vaccine is a detriment to their children, what would you tell them? I don't think you can tell them to do the research and look at the science because they have and they just don't see it. So how do you even address that with those parents who are resistant to vaccines?
I think you have to understand why first, and a lot of times it's rooted in fear. And so when you're making decisions based in fear, sometimes you're not able to make the best decision. And I will say that your physicians are trained in understanding research and how to understand research articles. And so just because you read something doesn't mean it's the best article, right? And so take these articles that you're reading to your physician and have them give you the best evidence-based medicine. But I think the first thing that you can do is make sure you have a trusted physician, pediatrician, family medicine doctor that you trust, that you can bring your information to and have a shared decision-making before you decide what to do for your family.
And do you feel like we as a country can become vulnerable when we have the head of the CDC being forced out and mass resignations as a result of people refusing to implement many of the policies that Robert F. Kennedy Jr. wants to put in place?
There's no doubt that things like this could put us at risk. And so if things end up spiraling and other states decide to take a similar approach, it could put us at risk in terms of our public health.
All right, Doctor, thank you for joining us here on The Factor Uncensored. We appreciate your expertise.